So I just finished installing a Senville Leto mini split heat pump. It's an 18,000 BTU unit, and I am impressed with the heat this thing is blowing today. It's only 4 degrees Celsius outside, and it's blowing heat like a blast furnace. It's incredible how much heat it outputs. So I had a couple of gotchas when I put this in, and I'm gonna show you a couple things to beware of depending how you're installing it and where you're running your lines, and also a caution or two when you're doing your connections of your refrigerant lines. So I'll show you, this is again between my living room and kitchen, and if I go around, this is my entry door, and this is the stairwell down to my basement, and I installed it on the other side of this wall. So it worked out quite well. My drain tube, this was one of the challenges. So my drain line for the wall unit is going down and out through the wall to the right there. Goes inside this wall down to the ceiling of the basement, and then it's running across with an extension to my back wall and is actually draining into the sump where my sump pump is. So that was how I got around the drain problem, mounting it sort of central in the house. I had a couple of issues. Difficulty getting the lines in through the eaves to the attic because they're all insulated and everything, and having to bend them. I'm going to show you what I did there. And the 1/4 inch line, the high pressure line, I had an issue and had to reflare it, and I'm going to explain that and tell you what you need to make sure you have if this happens to you or you're really stuck. So I'll go outside and show you that. So here's the outside unit, and it's running at the moment. Again, not a difficult install at all, but getting the lines and electrical and everything here was a little more of a challenge, obviously. So that's the disconnect, and I have liquid tite conduit that I got from Amazon. I'm going to put the links for that and some other things down below. But this was a challenge, getting it up through the eave, because this is a cottage style roof, and the eaves, there's quite a slope there. The camera's not showing it, but what ended up being my trick to get this done, if you see that piece of white, that's a chunk. You could use a lot of different things for this, even probably just a piece of plywood, but the nails are coming through from shingles, which are normal on roofs, and it would have destroyed my insulation and possibly even scored the copper lines trying to jam it and push it in there. So I used a fish tape, pulled back a pull string, and then that piece of white is actually a piece of white sewer pipe that I cut and is like a shield, a guard, and it allowed it to push up and stay safe and not damage anything. I'm going to go in the garage and I'm going to explain a couple things that you should have, again, that I purchased before I started this install, and I was very glad I had them. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I had on hand to do it. But this is just a shot of what I used to get those lines into the eaves and make a slide for it. I just had this chunk of sewer pipe laying in my backyard, and there's lots of things you could use to make this, but it's just a little bit of a round skid plate that I made that went up in the eaves and allowed my lines to slide up and not contact all the nails in the roof and get past the corner, and the difficult part worked like a charm. So this is basically what I used to do this job. And some of the things worth knowing are first of all, this liquid tite conduit from Amazon was fantastic. It was, I believe, a 25-foot roll. And I used some hard conduit in between with adapters. Comes with all the fittings. I went 3/4 inch. Now, the thing about using 3/4 inch was all the knockouts on the units are for 1/2 inch. So it's a little bigger than I needed. So you'll want to have, if you're using 3/4 inch, you'll need a step drill to be able to enlarge that hole, or you could do it in a different way, but it wouldn't be as nice. Anyway, I had to use the step drill to make the hole big enough on the condenser unit and on the little plate on the indoor unit. So anyway, you could go with the proper size 1/2 inch, but I just found I couldn't imagine fishing the cable through a 1/2 inch conduit unless I was to vacuum something through and with a pull string. So anyway, I went with 3/4 inch conduit. It worked out fine. Make sure you have the HVAC flare tool. like I said, I had a little unexpected problem when I was putting this together, and that was in the house. When I hooked up the high pressure line, the 1/4 inch line, the manual gives you the specified torques. And I was applying the specified torque. I hadn't even reached it, and it just started getting easier to turn, and I knew something was wrong. And it might have been a bad flare, or it might have been that I didn't have it threaded on by hand enough before I started, and maybe it was a little bit loose and got out of place when I tightened it. In any case, it pulled the flare through, so it basically put it back to like a regular pipe shape, but was a mess. So I had to, again, have my little cutter, which is from my brake line kit. And this flare tool from Amazon worked beautiful, did a beautiful job. Using the flare tool, if you have to use it, you're going to need some way of measuring accurately. And I used my micrometer and the little tip that sticks out the bottom here to measure, because you have to measure between 0.7 and 1.3 millimeters of stick out of the pipe before you flare it. Anyway, if you're going to do this, you just might want to think. I mean, if you can wait a few days, if you have a problem, no big deal. I had it because I thought I was going to have to shorten my lines. I thought I had probably 5 feet too much line, but it worked out. The 25-foot package was exactly what I needed, like within fractions of a foot. Now, you're going to need to order this. I'll put the links. I'm going to put the links on the description field for the conduit, which comes with the fittings, the flare tool kit, the adapter you need to connect it to the mini split to be able to hook your gauges up. Obviously, you're going to need a set of gauges and a vacuum pump, which I had already from doing AC work. Another thing that you're going to want is, it's a bottle of sealant called Nylog Blue. And that's what you use on the connections also to ensure you have a good seal. I'll put the link for that. And finally, for a torque wrench, I didn't want to buy a new torque wrench that I would probably only use one time for this air conditioning install. So I used my regular torque wrench, which fit the bill and goes low enough to do the fittings on all of them. And I had some crow's feet, which are the adapters like this to go on a 3/8 wrench. However, I couldn't get one the right size. So this was a 22 millimeter, and the large 1/2 inch pipe size was actually, the nut size was 15/16, and I didn't have a crow's foot that big. The biggest I had was a 22 millimeter. So I just took the grinder to it and I enlarged this just to make it the right size to fit over it, because I only had to tighten 2 nuts with it anyway. When you use a crow's foot on a torque wrench, you have to be aware that you changed the geometry. You've got more leverage now to tighten. So the torque wrench is actually going to read false because this is out in front. There's a website, and I'll put the link in the bottom to it, to calculate the new value of torque, where you take the length of your wrench and the distance out in front, and it'll give you a new torque value. It'll just be probably a pound or 2 less for something like this, what you're tightening. But when they're precision, it's worth knowing. So I'll put the link on how to calculate your new torque value and what you really want to set it at to do these joints if you're using a crow's foot. Very handy. So anyway, that's about it. If you are planning on doing it yourself, very doable. Just keep those things in mind and make a judgment call whether you think you want to have some of these tools on hand. But all in all, great system, very impressed with it. So if you found this useful, please like and subscribe and share the video. Thanks.